All right, y'all. Good morning. Welcome back to Cam Shack Productions. Today we're going to go for a little hike, and I'm going to show you some essential gear that I think you need to carry on every day hike you go on. Let's get after it. Not everybody is going to agree with me on what I carry in my backpack. I generally carry more gear than most people probably need, but I am a big believer in I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So before we dive into what's in this backpack, I'm gonna throw down the gauntlet here, y'all. So I am again trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I need to share my videos. So if this video gets 100 likes, I will take the gear that's in my backpack, all the stuff that's here, and I will spend the night with just the gear in my backpack and see how it goes. So if you think that's something you want to see, go down and hit that like button. If you're feeling really generous, please subscribe to the channel. All right, let's mosey up the trail a little bit and we'll go through some of the stuff that's in my backpack. Man, so the stuff that I'm carrying is not only for an overnight or anything like that. This is just stuff that's normally in any of my bags. And if I'm not hiking, it's in my car. So I think, again, it's really important to think ahead and have what you need. Wow, it's gorgeous up here. All right, y'all. So one of the simplest things, and a thing I think people forget all the time, is bring a headlamp. Bring a light source, have something so that if something goes wrong and you're hiking in the daytime and it turns into night, you have a light. I can't tell you how many times I've been on a trail, and once it gets dark, it gets really hard to find those trails. So it's really important. But I also want to remind you all that if you forget your light, you should have one on your phone. So don't be afraid to use it, as long as you have battery, right? And that's a whole different story anymore. So some sort of light source is super duper important. All right, the second thing that I recommend that you always have is some sort of fire starter. So this is a waterproof set of matches. And this is actually my lighter that I carry with me. And as you can see, both of these items are wrapped in duct tape. Duct tape is a great fire starter. Not to mention, it can be used as a Band-Aid, anything like that. But some sort of fire starter. And again, as you can see, I have a redundancy. These little waterproof matches are great. They come with some fire starter in the top, and they're apparently waterproof, which means that if they get wet, you're supposed to still be able to light them. It doesn't mean they can withstand a giant rain, and there is a striker on there. This is my lighter, same thing. I have duct tape, and I also have dental floss wrapped around it. So that way, if something goes wrong, I can stitch up myself, my backpack, something like that. So fire starter, plus it's a multi-use holder for other items that will help you when you're out. But again, if something goes really wrong and you need to stay warm, a fire is the easiest and best way to do that. And I'll tell you this, if it's gonna save your life, light a fire. Just don't burn down the forest, the desert, or wherever you are. But fire starter, super duper important. I can't recommend it enough. All right, y'all. I wanted to stand here because this is very crucial. The next thing that I recommend is some sort of water filter. This is my life straw, so I can drink directly out of the water here, or I can put this on top of a water bottle. You can carry your soy or squeeze, you can carry your bee-free water bottle, filter set, whatever it is. I just recommend that if you have one of these, this thing weighs nothing. It is worth the extra 3 ounces to carry this in case you get in trouble and you need to drink, and the only thing you can drink out of is the stream. Because even here in our watershed in Utah, this water has something in it and could get you sick. So I highly recommend carrying some sort of water filter. It's really easy to do. Must have. It's really important that you carry one of these. And they're so cheap and so easy. It's just common sense to have one of these with you at all times anymore. So, water filter. Okay, the next thing that I highly recommend that you carry every time you go on a hike, a walk, whatever it might be, is a first aid kit. This is super duper important. It's something that I see ultralighters just toss away, and they're like, well, I have a couple band-aids and this and that. But if you really get into trouble, your first aid kit could be a huge saving grace. And included with my first aid kit, I have a whistle. I'm not gonna blow it too loud because I'm in the middle of the forest and I don't want anybody to come searching for me. But if you're hurt bad and you need to make noise, and say you busted a rib or something, yelling it's really hard. Blowing a whistle is super easy. I know this is old school basics, but your whistle can be one of the best things to help you get found in an emergency situation. So, first aid kit, whistle, combined unit. Don't forget this, it's super important. Okay guys, one of the other things I highly recommend that you carry is an emergency shelter or blanket of some sort. This is just one of those Mylar blankets, but because it's in its own little pouch, I carry some KT Band-Aid tapes. I also carry a fire starter and some fish hooks. So this again becomes dual purpose, but this is just the Mylar blanket. This, however, is my emergency bivvy. This thing is a little bit more expensive and it should build a full shelter around you. Again, this is just something that you can use to keep yourself warm and safe overnight. And if you combine the two and you use your emergency shelter and this blanket to keep you warm, it should do a good job. So let's get to that 100 likes and we'll test this and find out if it actually does a good job. But emergency blanket or bivvy of some sort, well worth the money, super light, super easy to carry, always valuable to have with you. So take one of these. Another thing that I want to talk about is making sure that you have food and water. So in my little pouch right here, you can see I have my meat sticks, I have a savory granola bar, I have some gum, which I think is also a really nice thing to have when you're hiking, and I have a couple of granola bars. So these things are just easily accessible, always in my pocket, and should give me enough calories to be able to complete my hike, right? Well, I also like to make sure that I always have a little extra. A lot of the times I find people that I'm hiking with did not bring a lot of extra snacks. So this is my extra food bag. Inside of here, I keep some couscous. Couscous is great to have because you can hydrate it with hot and cold water. So if you just add water to this, you have a pretty full meal. I always carry a spoon just in case. And then inside of here are, again, just a bunch of different granola bars that I have. So that way, if I'm hiking or something goes wrong and I get hurt, I have some food to make sure that I can always eat, and also help other people. The other thing that I see people not do is they don't bring enough water. If you know you're going on a long hike, you need to make sure you have plenty of water. And if you're only carrying a bottle, make sure you have that filter. So if something goes wrong, you can drink this, you fill it up in the river, and you can drink it through your filter. But plenty of water. You've got to make sure, don't be the person that shows up with like one of those little teeny plastic water bottles, like the ones that I used in my cooler video. Make sure that you have a sustainable supply and you have what you need. All right, y'all. Last but definitely not least of my 7 items that I highly recommend that you carry is a pocket knife or a Leatherman of some sort. I like to carry the Leatherman just because it gives me a multitude of tools. I also, have bushcrafting knives, Swiss Army knives, just something so you have a blade, but I like this because it's really small, it's really light, and I can carry it with me all the time and have a multi-tool. These are great for removing splinters, cactus from your dog, all kinds of things. So I just recommend having some sort of blade so that if you get stuck and you need to make a splint, something like that, you have a way to utilize it. So if you've made it this far in the video, I am going to ask you, please go down, hit that like button. Let's get those 100 likes so I can come out and use this stuff in a setting like this with just what's in my backpack. Also, if you're really feeling generous, please go down and subscribe. I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers and I really need your help. All right, I do have a few extra bonus tips for you, so let's go through those next. Bonus tips. All right, y'all. Here are some bonus items that I highly recommend you carry with you. First one being my satellite communicator. Not everybody can have one of these, not everybody can afford one of these, but if you're doing a lot of solo hiking or backpacking, or you're just out off dirt roads all on your own, this is well worth it. It's really nice to be able to get to camp or wherever I am, send a message, let people know I'm safe. So I am a big believer in that. Next, rain gear. Whatever that is, it's your umbrella, it's your emergency poncho, it's your jacket. This lives in a little secret zipper pocket where the frame of my backpack is all the time. So I at least always have that. As you know from my past video, I am becoming an umbrella guy, so I am a huge fan of this thing. And I usually just carry my rain jacket. It's a little bit heavier, but why not have it, right? All right, the last thing I recommend is some sort of cord. This weighs next to nothing. This is about probably 75 feet of a very stretchy paracord. But if I need to build a splint, if I have an emergency, whatever the situation is, cord always comes in handy. And I have a bunch of different versions of this, and I just leave this in every one of my backpacks. So I always have something in case I need it. I can break some cord down, utilize it. I can use it as a fire starter. I can use it to build a splint. I can use it to hang my food. I can use it to hang a shelter, whatever I need. Cord is well worth having. So just a couple little bonus items that I recommend that you carry. You know, y'all, overall, people are going to look at me and be like, you know, you don't need to carry all that stuff. You're just weighing down your backpack. You're making it harder for yourself to hike. And you're right. And I have several friends that when we go hiking, all they carry is a CamelBak. And I will ask them constantly, like, why is it that you only carry a CamelBak? And they look at me all the time and they say, it's because I know you're going to have everything that I need if I forgot it. So I'm doing this stuff mostly by myself. So if something goes wrong, I have to be able to get myself out of that situation 9 times out of 10. So I carry a lot of extra gear, and these are just items that I highly recommend that you carry as well. All right. I hope that these tips were helpful for you. Again, not everyone is going to agree with me. This is just my opinion and the stuff that I carry. I figure for about the extra pound to 2 pounds that it puts in my backpack, it's well worth having the gear in case I get in trouble. Tell me if you think that there's something in my backpack that I need that I don't have. Leave a comment down below. And while you're doing that, if you wouldn't mind, please go down and subscribe. Hit that like button so we can get to 100 likes and we can utilize this gear, just what's in my day pack, to spend a night out in the mountains. It won't be comfortable, but it will be able to survive with just this stuff. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you back here next week. Be well, my friends.
But wait, there's more.
Y'all probably thought the video was over, huh? Nope. Gotta go back, redo the same hike, and find the GoPro that I left sitting on the trail somewhere. So let's do it again. Jesus, I'm a dumbass. All right, everybody, good news. Look at this. I found it. Sitting where I left it. Got to do my hike twice today. That was pretty fun, but I did find the GoPro. So solid. God, I can't believe I did this. Well, again, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you think I'm an idiot, go down and tell me in the comments, because I definitely feel like one right now. All right, see y'all in the next one. Be well, my friends. Slippery, wind wet. Yeah, generally they'll leave you alone, but he's pretty close to the trail right there. I can see his tail. Come on, buddy. Go that way. stay high here, you should be just fine. Yeah. You want this just in case?
Not at all.